Yeah, so round one, I played against Kieran. He was playing Lost Zone. So game one, he bricked pretty hard and he didn't do anything for like 2 turns. And I started attacking with Gardevoir EX, and then he couldn't attack it. And I think I started attacking with Gardevoir EX. These first few rounds, I don't really remember that well. Like, I literally don't remember what this person was playing. Um, yeah, I just don't remember. So, but round one, yeah, so I think I attacked it. I attacked. It was either Zacian or Guardi X, and he just like couldn't kill it at any point. And like 2 turns passed, he was down two prizes. In that match, if you're down two prizes, you already lost, essentially. So he scooped not too early, but he scooped pretty early. So we had good time for a second game. But the thing about this format, right, is that the two best decks are a Guardian Lost Zone, and both those decks are so slow. So like you're not finishing 3 games in this format. If you look at the tie rate of this tournament, it was 22%, and if you look at like round one, oh, it doesn't say it for individual rounds, but in the first 3 rounds or 4 rounds, it was a 30% tie rate. So like literally 30%. So I think that NAIC will probably trend towards 25%, because the reason that these tie rates were so low is because there were very few matches playing, and most of them had gentlemen's agreements. Um, because yeah, at that point, like everyone had a tie, and like past the first tie, the second tie didn't really achieve much. I mean, it got you to top 16, but it's still kind of eh. Um, so yeah, so like we basically had game for time for a game two, um, and we did finish it, and he won. I misplayed on 1 turn. I got like collapsed on my Greninja super early, so even though he could have started attacking, I didn't see it can be long rounds. Yeah, long round. But yeah, he started attacking. Series going off. Great. All right, so he started attacking, and I got like collapsed on my ninja, and like I just started attacking with like Gardevoir. Got my Cresselia out. Like I was kind of vibing, but yeah, at the end of the game, like I had got my board down to no Pokemon. He didn't have enough prizes to take, but I was scared if I didn't bench a Ralts at the end, that he would be able to. Like I wouldn't be able to hit Iona, and then he'd be able to Kyogre me because he was playing Kyogre, and I worked that out in game one because he played down 3 lightning energy. Um, and so I couldn't really. I wanted to bench Rolt so that I could Curlier it if he started just putting damage on my Gardevoirs to set up for Kyogre. What happened is he just literally. I mean, it made it super easy for him because he just went Sableye and then Echo Horn Greninja. Um, so you may have placed Nagby over your number one else, yeah. And so that was that, and then we got a tie. So I was pretty unfortunate. I was pretty unhappy with that. Pretty unhappy with how I played. Like I didn't really need to bench a Ralts on a turn I did because yeah, it just gives him like a perfect prize map, which I didn't really need to do. Round two was against a Dialga. Dialga Magnezone, right? That's the card that they use that attaches like like looks at the top 6 cards attached energies. I don't know. I just literally didn't kill a Dialga the entire set. One of the games I got to Cresselia. In game two, I got to Cresselia down his Magnemite, and then in the end, he was already lost, but he Iona'd and shuffled his hand into his deck. So I mean, like it is what it is. He was already completely lost, but yeah. So that happened. The cool thing about that was it gave us more time for game three, which was cool. It was like a forced scoop when he was already like completely lost. And then so game one I just couldn't kill a Dialga, and by the time he started Cronus I was down 4 prizes and I couldn't do anything. Because I need to kill 3 things and he only needs to kill 2, and like it doesn't prize map never works that way. Um, it's never that easy. So maybe the real top 8 was the friends he made along the way. So yeah, and after that I just went. Yeah. What was I saying? Yeah, and then in game three the same thing happened. Like it was literally just by the time that I attacked, I was already down 4 prizes, so I like had to like promote my Gardevoir and pray that he didn't kill it. After his start Chronos because it's already so far behind, and the only way I could survive is if I did that. So it was just tough games in general, and yeah, it did feel pretty unfortunate. Like I couldn't hit my reversal energy to attack with Guardi on different turns, but just kind of tough. This was against Gardevoir. Right? Was it against? Yeah, it was against Gardevoir. It had to have been against Gardevoir. Yeah, yeah. So this one was against Gardevoir, and it was a pretty simple Gardevoir mirror. I just got ahead in game one and got a better board as far as I remember. I don't remember this too well. I remember these 3 rounds pretty well. I don't remember this one too well. I won game one, and then we had a really close game two, but we couldn't finish it in time, and that's kind of the issue with this format as well. Like, we just couldn't finish the game two in time. So I got the 1-0 win there. because game one had dragged on so long. So you're on such a big win streak just to blah blah. Yeah, I mean, starting 0-1 is pretty tough. So yeah, that's what happened. Like, just got set up and then could just like go around his energies and stuff and make it so that he never had a chance to take two prizes in one attack. If I remember, I think that's what happened. I think I was winning the whole game, and then yes, that happened. Yeah. Oh, I think this was Gardevoir as well, actually. Yeah, this was Gardevoir as well. I don't actually remember anything that happened, but I remember it was definitely Gardevoir. Um, yeah. Oh yeah. This one was crazy, dude. I mean, I was in a fine spot in like the start of the game, and like halfway through the game, he just like I just literally I Iono'd, I like refinemented with Curly or something, like just put my deck down, or like I picked up my deck, drew two cards, put it back, and he just picked up my deck and started shuffling it right after I owned it. I was like, bro, like, how does this happen? This happened twice in this tournament. 7 rounds. Someone just like shuffled a deck for no reason with Iona. I was like, what? So yeah, like that happened. I think I was in a fine spot regardless, but in that game, it was just so crazy. And then I got a pretty clean winning game too in the Gardevoir mirror, going second, just kind of set up better than him. This is the cool thing about this Yoshiyuki list. There's 3 rare candy, like high research, high Iono. Like it's really just designed to hit turn 2 Candy Guardy, which is literally the most important thing in the mirror. In the mirror, the only thing you can they used to judge, yeah, it's used to judge. But yeah, like literally the most important thing in the mirror is, yeah, I mean literally just getting Candy Guardy on turn 2. So when I'm getting it more often than my opponent, I'm usually gonna be winning the mirror. That's what happened in these 2 sets. Also happened later, but this set was against a Sablezard, and this was so terrifying because I went first in game 1. He opened Comfy, I opened Rolls. I searched my deck and I prized Manaphy, and I was like, oh no, not like this. And then he just like played a Fire Ranger, like, okay, cool. I was like terrified. I'm like insta losing this game to Greninja. My head was like kind of trash. And then he just like, yeah, like cram attacked me or whatever. I just like kind of set up and started attacking, and it was completely fine because I Cresselia my energy off my Gardevoir, and he couldn't use say Radiant Charizard to really achieve anything. So yeah, that's what happened there. It was pretty lit. Not worried about Morwell? No. Morwell isn't great right now. I think Penny's actually okay as a card to run right now, but I wasn't running it at the event. I considered it though. I considered running Penny. Penny was on my cards to run, but generally against Morwell, it depends what it's in. If it's in a Greninja based deck, it's very hard to beat because you have to bench Manaphy. You can sometimes still collapse away the Manaphy, but it's kind of tough. It's hard for him to hit Morwell on turn 2. And stuff like that. Okay, wait, back to this. I'm just going to finish talking about the matchup. So, I played against Dialga, he was Sablezard. Yeah, and the Sablezard matchup I think is really easy. You just literally just attack. Iono is so strong against them. And he was playing a Path and Roxanne, which was the most annoying thing, but he never got it off because, yeah, just Iono spam. Next was against Andy Gray. He was playing... he was playing Guardy. So, and this one was pretty simple. We did go to game 3. It was just a normal Guardian mirror where I just drew better. Made some cool plays to stay ahead. Basically just got ahead and stayed ahead. That was the whole idea. Not really, yeah, anything too interesting. Yeah, just like Cresselia. No, this wasn't a game where like Cresselia around his energies really. But like the main thing I was doing is, yeah, just doing everything in my power to make sure he couldn't get a one shot. So like Cresselia, when he Cresselia'd him and stuff, and yeah. And then round 7 was against a Lost Tina, and this one he just didn't set up that well. I went for, because I just was able to use Arcana to kill his Giratinans in both games, and the only way that Lost Tina wins the matchup usually is if they can connect on a Giratina on your Guardian X. So he wasn't able to do it either game. Either that or they brick you with Iono Path or Roxanne Path. And I was pretty diligent about keeping all my stadiums and stuff because I knew that's what he was going to do. And he didn't get it off in the end because he was so far behind in both of the games because I was just able to kill his Giratina. There wasn't really much he could achieve. The path was definitely scary, but yeah. And like, I could like Iono and then like draw up to make sure the state. If the stadiums were in my hand, I'd Iono them back, and if they weren't, I'd keep them in hand. I'd keep my hand. So if he plays Iono, at least I'm drawing into stadiums. And the Roxanne is like okay as well, but yeah, wasn't really much he could do in either of the games. He didn't really get good winning chances from the games. It was pretty cool. I played against so what two? Wait, I clicked off. I played against one, three lost zones, and I probably should have beat all three. I should have beat Kieran. I could have just played better, but yeah, it's my matchup.